Welcome to our Lunchtime Live program on WJEJ, a partnership once a month with Washington County Public Schools. We're here the third Thursday of the month. Today's show is sponsored by Volvo Group Trucks, a premier employer in Washington County. Follow them on Facebook at Volvo Group Hagerstown or visit the website volvogroup.com/Hagerstown. This is Will Kaufman from the Public Information Office, joined today by the principals of Barbara Ingram School for the Arts, Dr. Rob Hovermale, and Washington County Technical High School, Rodney Gayman, and our supervisor of career technology education, Cody Pine. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You two guys at the schools, tell us about the start of the school year. Rob, how are things at Barbara Ingram here in the first couple of months?
Well, actually, it's been very exciting because we have the building happening right now. Right. So we have a lot of noise happening downtown, but at the same time, it's exciting noise. The kids can see what's coming forward. We've had a lot of performances already going down. We just finished our travel into the middle schools to kind of look into next year. We're looking into right now our big Holiday Spectacular program that's coming up, and that's pretty much what we're gearing for right now. That program is December 18th and 19th at the Maryland Theater. Tickets are on sale now.
Your website and your other social media presence would be a good place for folks to visit on a regular basis because you do have many, many things that provide either entertainment or certainly insights and the ability for the community to see performances by students in all different types of activities.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, our mission and vision is the fact college and career readiness, but I will tell you there is something artistic going on every night at the school. So if you're interested in anything, theater, dance, music, creative writing, visual art, just check out any of our social media or website and you can find out all the information you need.
Is it a challenge, Rodney? I'm going to ask you the same thing too. Both of your places have a very strong academic component to it, but obviously we could talk till the end of the day about programs. How tough is the challenge to balance the two, to match the academic side of it with the program side of it, the practical, career side of it to some degree, to a decent degree at Tech High, to the arts side of it, Rob, at your place? Between the two of you, how big is that challenge? Rodney?
I think for the most part, our students enjoy the opportunity to be able to balance their academic with the tech area of their choosing. At Tech High, we're on an AB Day programming schedule where one day they spend 6 hours in their tech area, followed by the next day 6 hours of academics. Because of that, students at Tech High, their classes are a little bit longer than what they would be if they were back at the home school. And they only have 4 academic classes instead of 6. But what I hear from our students is they enjoy that balance because they're in a program that they self-selected, that they really want to become part of what they want to do next, whether they go directly into the workplace or into college.
That's the point of both of your places. These kids have opted in. They've chosen you. They want to be there. Rodney, it's not the old days for some of our senior listeners, the old vote tech days. It's a completely different place now, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's an entirely different place. The students are coming to Tech High because they're really motivated for what comes next. And they understand that when they come into the programs, they come for a variety of reasons, and we tailor that to meet those needs so that they know coming in that they looking for a stackable credentials that can take them right into the workplace, or they want to come so that they can pick up even more college accreditations that link them directly into post-secondary education.
Rob, how about your kids who are coming to Barbara Ingram? Talk a little bit about the balance there.
The balance is very interesting, and ours is a little bit different. They actually have everything every day. We actually have an extended day. Our day is an hour longer, and they have 6 academic classes, and then they have basically 4 art classes throughout the year. Our schedule is a hybrid because it's more like a college schedule. We have some semester classes, some year-long classes every other day. And we do that because of our distance between buildings right now, which hopefully will change. But I will tell you, our students come in We don't look at any grades. We don't look at any attendance, anything like that. We only bring them in on their merit of their art form. But once they're in there, they have to keep their grades up. We do have honors classes and AP classes. And it's what we've found is, just like Rodney was saying, if you've got kids that are passionate about something and are serious about something, that permeates through every part of their life. And they become very, very what they're doing academically. Even if they were not such strong academic students in middle school, when they start getting into that culture and they kind of get a feel for that culture, they do start improving in everything.
I want to tell us about one of those students. Not specifically, we don't need the name, but characterize one of those students who may not have applied him or herself in a really, really solid fashion academically, but knew that Barbara Ingram was the place because he or she had this passion about this, this area of talent that he or she could express. How does that work when that kid gets there?
Well, it's interesting because when that kid gets there, most likely it's a very rude awakening. We have a lot of things in place to kind of help, and we're a small school, so that helps us also to know everybody's name. So everybody reaches out and tries to help the best they can. If a student starts to fall off, we call it on probation, we do everything we can to help them with tutors and to get into place. We try to look at the classes they're taking, too, to maximize their time. One of the things our students really learn, too, is time management, because just they have to learn how to use every little second of time to do anything they have to get accomplished, especially with evening rehearsals and stuff. So we have a lot of kids that come in and they're really into their arts, and then they find out right away that they've got to keep their academics up. And again, they learn a lot that first year. We've had a lot of kids that have gone on to college and come back and said that their college experience was easy compared to their high school experience.
I assume they're not that surprised, because I'm guessing you guys give them the heads up that here's how it's going to go when you hit the ground running on day one. It shouldn't be a surprise, I wouldn't think.
No. And the great thing now is with Barbara Ingram, I know with Tech as well, these programs are now established, and now, for the most part, people know what's coming. It was a surprise about 5 years ago. We had some kids, I know Rodney feels the same way too. These programs are great. I would push them for anybody, but they're not for everybody. Everybody has to find the thing that fits them the best. And for some kids, Barbara Ingram might be the best place, and for other kids, it may not be the best place. And kids need to find that out themselves. Sometimes kids have to come to the school to experience it to find that out. We're getting to the point now where most kids know what to expect, and they know if this is what they want to do when they come in.
What's new at your place? Is there anything brand new at your place this year?
This year, there's nothing new per se. I mean, we have the 2 new programs coming next year.
Right. I'm going to have Cody address that here.
Yeah, we do have a lot of new clubs, a lot of organizations coming. We now have a PBIS system, which is a positive behavioral intervention system going. We have a Key Club. We have a National Honor Society. We have a Tri-M Honor Society. We try to really instill with our kids to give back to the community, and they've really done a good job with that downtown, and they're looking for more and more ways to make that happen.
Rodney, is there anything brand new this school year at your place?
No, I can't say that we have anything brand new, but we are anticipating next school year, and I know you just alluded to the fact that you're going to be asking Cody questions about some changes coming.
A couple of major teasers here.
Yes.
To set up Cody. Give me 1 second. This month's show is sponsored by Volvo Group Trucks, a premier employer in Washington County. Follow them on Facebook at Volvo Group Hagerstown, or visit the website volvogroup.com/Hagerstown. Cody Pine is the supervisor of career technology education. Well, we've set you up now for almost a special announcement. Not that this isn't breaking news. I mean, this has been in the works for a while.
It has, and we've been working hard, Rodney and Rob both, and under the supervision of our board and our superintendent, Dr. Michael, we were tasked to launch some new cutting-edge programs, and we were also asked to introduce some fitting programs to Barbara Ingram that tie in directly and correlate with what's going on there. So 2 programs are moving to Barbara Ingram, and I'm very excited. The staff there is very excited. Rob's very excited. The kids are excited. And I mean, we presented this, and it's computer design, gaming, and animation, and digital communications. And those programs are going to blend very well with the arts. And we spoke about academics versus programming and what that looks like. But those programs and both schools' programs, Rodney and Rob's schools, those programs have integrated academics. It's applied academics. So when we introduce these programs downtown, and we've been recruiting for them, kids are signing up. Rob hosted a back-to-school nights. Parents were there. Kids were there. Super excited for that. So with those two programs moving, now we're going to introduce an applied manufacturing engineering and an artificial intelligence and cloud computing programs at Washington County Technical High School. Again, we've been working with business and industry, post-secondary partners for alignment with their programs. We are actually first in the state for some of this stuff that we're developing regionally, actually, for these advanced programs.
First in the state, meaning we're the first to do this.
We are going to be the first program for artificial intelligence and cloud computing in Maryland.
Does that make you nervous at all?
It does, but we've
How so?
do we have the correct curriculum? We've already been working with our businesses to see what skill set, what employability skills, what stackable credentials, what value added do you want to see these students have exiting our program to come to work for you or to go into your post-secondary program. And since this is relatively new, we are sort of pulling from what post-secondary institutions have to design a high school program with.
That's what I was going to ask you. Are we creating a brand new curriculum?
We are.
I mean, it's not as if we can Google high school programs, find this one, and copy and paste it.
Well, and Rodney, Rob, and I, we've all been working hard, again, with the Maryland State Department of Education, of course, as well. And we have worked, looking at what the need of business and industry is with cloud computing and, with artificial intelligence. Right. And like you said, you can't Google that. So we worked with Cisco curriculum, with IBM, with Google, and their different certification levels. And then we backwards map from the certifications to develop the curriculum.
Do you have any sense that the state's looking at Washington County and saying, there they go again?
Yes.
Or those guys are crazy trying this stuff out?
I think both. I think these guys are crazy, but wow, or look at the amazing things that are happening.
Because this isn't the first time we've done this. Not this specific program, but not the first time we've stepped out on things that have worked.
You know what? I'm proud of all of our programs. I can't just pinpoint, and this is systemic across the entire county. We have great teachers, great kids, great programs, and we are building stackable credentials. We are building value added for all of our programs, and the state they look at our programs, some of them, most of them, as a model, and because we do it right.
What about the kids who are juniors? The change of the two programs from building to building, from place to place, since Rob's got 7 buildings in his jurisdiction, 12 or whatever. What about the juniors who are in the program at Tech High now?
So both of these gentlemen here are fantastic. And we have been working with students and parents since the beginning when we decided that we were going to move these. So Rob and Rodney both have worked with staff, with students, with parents, so that there's transparency that we are moving downtown. The students are going to move. The students are excited. They knew coming into the program as being recruited that there was going to be a movement. They are embracing it, looking forward to it. We have been recruiting for the new classes with the intent that they are going to be shifted downtown to Barbara Ingham, and Rob and his staff has been recruiting that way. Rodney clearly gave the message to the current students that there would be a movement. Parents are aware, everybody's aware, so that the transition's smooth.
Right. Nobody's breaking into a cold sweat over this, are they, Rodney?
Not at all. Right from the get-go, we've been clear up front with all of our students and all of our parents. They, as Cody alluded to, when they signed up as juniors at Tech High, they knew then that as a senior they would be transferring over to Barbara Ingham School for the Arts. And we're in the middle of recruitment season, so we are recruiting even now for those two programs for our sophomores, current sophomores, to be juniors in the program over at Barbara Ingram. And Barbara Ingram is working at doing the same with those two programs as they go out to the middle schools. They're recruiting for ninth grade. So next year, it'll be an odd year where we have ninth grade, 11th, and 12th. We won't have a 10th grade.
Oh, for those two programs, for the two programs, Rob, that are moving to your place. So there'll be one grade level not getting that program.
Well, we're putting it out there to the sophomores that if we have sophomores interested, we're trying to open it up for them too. So we will actually have freshmen, sophomores. We're really recruiting to the incoming freshmen, but we didn't want to leave the group out together. But the program will be basically the juniors that are coming over will have the 2-year program like they had originally. They'll finish that out, and then these freshmen and some of these sophomores will coming in will do the 4-year program.
What do we add to the 4-year program? Holy cow! What a set of experiences. I mean, these two programs are rich to begin with in a 2-year format, much less 4.
Well, and I think, and I can answer this, but I think that just like the arts programs, we've stretched out the 2 years over 4 years, but the most important thing to remember is whenever you're looking at things like this, the more time you can spend practicing with the same kind of skill set, developing that skill set, making that skill set better, moving on to the next level, and that's what this is going to be. So now these kids are going to be able to come in their freshman year and have 3 years to perfect that skill.
And we're looking at Washington County Technical High School, students are on A Day, B Day, so they're getting essentially 6.5 hours every other day with their tech area. And at Barbara Ingram, we've just delineated that out into a 4-year experience where they'll be with their tech teacher. And so the time frame, the time requirements has stayed about the same, but they will have more time, as Rob said, with their teacher to practice their craft, so to speak.
Who are you working with to get a handle on curriculum, for instance, for AI? Who are you working with either in the community or in the industry? Where do you find that?
Well, obviously, we want to start with our closest post-secondary partners. So we talk to all the community colleges in the area, but we also go to the universities then. We also deal with the businesses and the programs that they have that support their business, such as like Cisco and IBM and Google. They all offer some curricular training for their product that they're using. Right. So we're not going to per se take that, with one specific company, but we are looking at the certifications that are available and in backwards map curriculum from those.
That the level of work involved in getting all of this together has to be immense.
It is, and we have a great team. We have a great team at central office. We have a great group of principals, systemic. We have great leadership.
Do you find any challenges ahead in building staff for these two new programs at Tech I?
Again, with cutting edge programs, staffing is always a challenge. However, I think we have a plan in place. And Rodney, do you want to speak to a little bit about a plan for staffing? Again, we strategically recruit, if that makes sense, staffing. So we ultimately try to find the best fit, of course, for the program. A person that has to be good with kids, a kid magnet, and all those things, but know the content.
Right. And where are those folks now, Rodney? Do you know?
Fortunately, we're planning to transition a person who is already employed in Washington County Public Schools. It hasn't been made public yet, but the one position will be filled in-house. The other position we're planning to post in January. And we do have a lot of partners in the AI cloud computing area that we continually go back to, talk to, discuss. We have folks at MSDE and people all across this state that are in IT, cloud computing, networking instructors. So we're networking with them right now to try to find who might be interested, who has the skill set and who might be interested in that. The challenge is always, of course, those positions pay well. So it's going to take just a very special person to be able to walk in who has a passion for working with students, a passion for the curriculum. But we believe that we're going to be successful. We're very positive in that, and we know that we will find the right person for that program.
And
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Cody.
No, I just want to add the person that we get, though, will definitely need some professional development in that area with the teaching, with the modalities, things like that, but also with the curriculum. And so we're developing a rich schedule of professional development for these folks as well.
Whether in Maryland or anywhere else in the country or beyond, are there folks teaching this somewhere else? Not to say that we're going to, go to Michigan, go to California, and snitch staff from somewhere because Maryland's way more attractive.
Well,
I mean, not that we're beyond that, of course. But
well,
I didn't know if is anybody teaching this?
I can't say that there is or isn't because I don't know. I only know about the state of Maryland, and Maryland currently no. But we can explore looking at finding some staffing, with those types of regional, postings, things like that.
We're so far ahead. It seems, because these programs, either the existing ones that we have, still feel at the cutting edge. It still feels like some of our long-standing programs we're still way ahead of the curve.
And that's all, again, because of the work of our principals, because we have great staff, because we are always, being challenged by leadership to stay current. We work with business and industry and our partners, and that's huge. We meet regularly with our advisory groups, and we're vested. We're trying our best to develop a work-ready community, so we need to know inputs.
If you're just joining us, today's guest, Dr. Rob Hovermale, principal at Barbara Ingram School for the Arts, Tech I principal Rodney Gayman, and Cody Pine, our supervisor of career technology education. Today's show is being sponsored by Volvo Group Trucks, a premier employer in Washington County. Follow them on Facebook at Volvo Group Hagerstown or visit the website volvogroup.com/Hagerstown. How often do you get an update from our partners, from the community in general, from the extended community in the region, regarding what their needs are and how we're filling the pipeline towards those needs?
At minimum, twice a year. There are some advisory groups, such as the program advisory group from the Fire and Rescue group. We meet monthly. So it depends upon the program, but at minimum 2 times a year. And that group includes local business and industry, post-secondary partners, teachers, instructors, and when applicable, students.
Rodney, you're part of those discussions?
Yes, I am part of those discussions. There are times when we have multiple ones on the same day, perhaps on a professional development day. So obviously, it's impossible for me to be a part of all of those. However, we do review those, the minutes, because we do value their feedback and their input, and that's what does drive our programs. And we want to stay cutting edge and relevant, so that our students are employable.
If somebody in the community has an angle, has a need, wants to talk about potential internships and potential employees, who do they come to you, Cody? Do they come to you, Rodney? Who do they talk to?
It can be both, or either, or anyone at the CES or within in the CTE office, and we will certainly get those folks to the right place. Because
we've been matching them up pretty regularly.
Yes,
you guys have information coming out of there all the time about here's a student doing this here. Here's a student doing this here, and that's times God knows how many.
And then that's through the apprenticeship program, which that's something new that we've launched countywide as well. So we want to match students who have that desire and need with the business that has that desire and need. So it creates a beautiful marriage.
Yeah. Rob, are your kids, are you working, filling needs the same way that Rodney is?
I think we are, because I think one of the misconceptions about our school is that people go to our school to become full-time artists or in the art field. And that's not always the case. We do have kids, probably about 50% of our kids that go in with the full idea of becoming an artist or some kind in the art field,
Right.
and they do that. But we also have other kids that come to us they do not want to major in the arts. They love their art form. They use it as part of their life skills. It teaches them all these different disciplines that they need. But they have a full tool set what they want to use outside. Now, they'll never give up their art form,
Right.
but they use the arts. And that's really what I see Barbara Ingram is a vehicle. It's a vehicle to take the students to where they want to go, either that be college, in the arts, or beyond the arts.
Describe an individual success story since you've been principal there.
Our valedictorian, just 2 years ago, graduated. She is now working in biomed field. We have many students that have actually gone into medical field from Barbara Ingram. And
Can you explain that?
Actually, there's a lot of research about doctors that take music classes and that are into the arts before they go into the doctors. And I think a lot of it has to do with, there are a lot of correlations. First of all, the whole practice idea, the fact that you've got to be disciplined, you have to practice constantly. And also just the fact that the sheer commitment to detail and making sure that everything is just perfect. And unfortunately, we do have a full school full of perfectionists, and that's got its own challenges. With it.
Yeah. Well, that you just ruined my follow-up question. What are some of those challenges? What is that? That's good news and bad news, I would think.
Well, the interesting thing with our school, and maybe it's the same way too with Rodney and some of the other special programs in the county, but our kids are mostly, you can't be too hard on these kids because they are too hard on themselves. We almost have to back off and because they want to be perfect. If they get a 98% in something, they want to know why it wasn't 100%. I mean, these are kids that push themselves, and they will continue to push themselves.
Talk about your staffing. You have a combination of folks who are coming in for a specialty and then full-time staff otherwise.
Yes, and I have a full-time academic staff and a full-time art staff, and then I have an adjunct art staff. I really, our staff doesn't have much turnover because we have such an outstanding staff. They work so well together. A lot of people think their jobs are very, very easy because the kids are easy to work with. These kids they want more information, and these teachers have to be on their best and beyond every day. I couldn't say enough about our staff because of that. The turnover with our adjunct staff, because they only work a few hours a week,
Right.
is a little different because obviously these are usually your professionals in the field that are coming in, and then they may be leaving the area shortly after.
But you you either have to find them in the area, which that's iffy to begin with, and then if you bring them into the area, they're only coming to work a couple of hours, so to speak.
Right. We are lucky, though, because we have some of our adjuncts are members of the Maryland Symphony Orchestra
Yeah.
right next door.
Shepherd's got a nice program of
and
arts.
we've got a nice close relationship with several of the colleges that help us with those.
How do you lead all of that? As the principal, as the leader of the operation, how do you guide all of that?
Under my desk with my head.
Yeah, that's right. Where's Dr. Hovermale? I think he's under his desk.
We just try to be as open as we can and try to meet with as many. Part of our college and career readiness is bringing colleges into the school and taking students to the college, and that's how we start building those bonds. But also, just the art community is very, very strong in Washington County. And I say art, I may even mean past that, because I look at our two new programs going to be our technical arts, which is going to be adding a whole nother layer to this, and it's going to be such a great collaboration with everything.
Yeah, Rodney, I'm going to ask you the same question to come close to finishing up. As far as leading a school, leading an institution where you have such a mix of things going on, academics, technical, different skill sets in the staff, how do you put all that together on the day-to-day?
Of course, that's always a challenge, but that's what makes it fun. Fortunately, I'm surrounded by a lot of great staff, from administration, clerical, to our teaching staff, custodial staff, all working very hard together for a common purpose, to be able to deliver great instruction, great quality programs, and to prepare our kids. So, of course, it's a challenge. It's always a challenge. There's never enough time in the day. But we are super blessed with a great team at Central Office that supports us, that we're not afraid to reach out to. We're not afraid to reach out to our community and ask for help. So we're blessed in many, many ways as well.
Cody, I'll give you the last word. If you want to get the attention of the community as we have it in our form today, what's your message to the community and how they can play a part in this?
Well, I think you alluded to it at the start of the show, where career technology education is evolving, and we're evolving because business and industry is evolving, and we are cutting edge. We are staying current. We're staying rigorous. We're staying relevant. Integration with the arts. I want people to know that explore the opportunities, and it's okay to take a look at a traditional program such as a trade program that you may think may not be cutting edge. However, everything is data driven these days, and statistics show that high dollar wages come out of programs that both of these programs offer.
I thank you guys very much. It's been a great program. Cody Pine, Supervisor of Career Technology Education with Washington County Public Schools, the Principal of Barbara Ingram School for the Arts, Dr. Rob Hovermale, and Rodney Gayman is Principal of Washington County Technical High School. Thank you guys very much. Very much appreciated. Today's show is sponsored by Volvo Group Trucks, a premier employer in Washington County. Follow them on Facebook at Volvo Group Hagerstown or visit the website volvogroup.com/Hagerstown. This is Lunchtime Live, the third Thursday of the month, a partnership between Washington County Public Schools and WJEJ.